the bottom line over here is that for last few months we have been calling for a pause on rates. And within accommodative stance also maintained till at least H2 HY22, so that is also H1 HY22, which is September 2021. Why do we have this view? We have this view because the governor himself has indicated today in the press conference as well that growth recovery needs to be nurtured. While yes, green shoots have appeared, growth outlook has improved significantly, but they would still want to watch out for how growth trajectory actually pans out. Now, post H1, that is in the second half of FY22, yes, we cannot deny that there is a possibility of policy normalization. Maybe they reduce the LAP corridor, maybe they become comfortable with smaller liquidity surplus. But we would want to still watch out for the growth inflation dynamics before taking a view on a hike even in the reverse repo rate eventually during the course of 2021. So it will be a wait and watch from our side as things are still evolving. You're absolutely right. In fact, not just growth, the way the entire rate trajectory, the market rates pan out, that will be contingent upon how the liquidity normalization process is carried forward. Michael Patra also mentioned, the Deputy Governor, Monetary Policy Department in charge today, that they are concerned that market sentiment is also not affected adversely when this liquidity calibration exercise or liquidity normalization exercise is carried out, and the process is likely to be calibrated in their opinion. For instance, they announced CRR normalization. So CRR is going to be hiked by 1%, but they're going to do it in two-step phase. So yes, in the global setting that we are in, and as growth outlook improves, even if the view is that inflation is slowly heading back towards the 4% target by at least Q3 FY22, that's the quarter ending December 2021, they've given a 4.3% forecast for the same. There is a need for calibrated liquidity normalization, and the pace would be watched out for, and that will determine the pace at which overall market rates trend upwards. That's the view we are working with. Yes, so liquidity management is key. It's a good reform. If you see, when the kind of supply that we are going to get in the bond markets now, just to give you an example, with a complete shift, upward shift in terms of the fiscal deficit glide path provided by the finance minister in the budget till FY26, and the higher than expected fiscal deficit numbers in FY22 itself. It's very clear that now on an annual basis, the government borrowing numbers are likely to stay elevated. An example is that in FY22 itself, we're expecting net borrowing numbers at close to 16 lakh crores for center and state governments combined. So in this framework, with limited market participants, and there is, in our view, there would be a case of excess supply of 5 to 7 lakh crores out of the 16 lakh crores government supply coming in, which then depends upon the whole and sole dependence in is then on the RBI to provide that crucial support to bond markets and help decide the equilibrium level of rates. What this measure of market reform of retail participation, which the governor himself mentioned, is present in very few economies, and one of the other few economies is Brazil, and it's a landmark change that they're trying to introduce. So getting retail investors also we have a view that there's a need for comprehensive need for debt market reform to get new types of investors, tap new sources of capital, because we need to generate greater demand for the elevated supply pressure that is so seen in the government bond market. Retail participation in that context is a welcome move. So we welcome that. And we believe that more needs to be done to attract new types of investors, to generate more demand, because it's only then we'll be able to clear such a huge supply pressure at a relatively comfortable yield level. When the budget itself came out, our view was that given the kind of supply pressure, of course, there is an excess supply of 5 to 7 lakh crores, which we are looking at in the government bond market, central to state combined in FY22. While we do expect RBI to remain supportive, but still in this overall framework with such excess supply, and there is a case for upward pressure on rates. We're also in a global deflation world, and there is a need for liquidity normalization, even if it will be calibrated. So broadly, there is a case for upward pressure on bond yield. Our forecast for 10-year is at 640 by June 2021, which rises to close to 660 by December 2021. But I just reiterate here, what the market is, the risk to these forecasts can be on the either side. And the equilibrium level for bond yields will depend upon the extent of RBI support in the form of OMOs and updation slips. Which is why today, post a dovish statement, what the market awaits now is action from the RBI. And the extent of action that will be committed by the RBI will decide the equilibrium level of bond yields in our view.